You know, it's interesting if you ask what my favorite part is. I love everything. Obviously, getting in the car is the ultimate. And if you want to be a driver, driving a nitro car is as good as it gets.
I'm a huge fan of the sport. And I'm not a daredevil. When I started racing, I grew up around it. I just wanted to get into a car.
This is all I've ever wanted to do, is drive a top fuel dragster. I'm 28 years old. I plan on being in the sport for many, many years. I hope to be like Chris Caramassini's, which is a guy that's 83 years old driving a top fuel dragster.
You know, to win in one of these things, I won't say it takes perfection, that's kind of cliche, but it takes a lack of mistakes. So you've got to be right all the time.
Well, a top fuel dragster is pretty simple, but there's so many things that go along with it to make it not simple. The car is roughly 300 inches, 25 feet from front wheel to rear wheel. It makes 8,000 horsepower, 8 cylinders, runs on nitromethane. Nitromethane is extremely powerful. It is extremely explosive. That's what makes these things have the amount of power that we do.
Lincoln Electric and all of my professional years that I've been driving, and they've been with me for 2 championships. They've been with me for all the 43 wins that I've had in a funny car. And for us, there was never a second choice.
Well, the Lincoln welders actually are the support of building these chassis. We have 2 welders inside our race car trailer now that we take to every race. So if there's a problem with the headers or with the chassis or with anything that needs welded on this race car, we have 2 or 3 of our guys that can do it and do it perfect every time.
We use Lincoln because we recognize that the stresses that we put on these are far above what you would see in the civilian world or regular automotive applications. And when it's done, it's got to be done the first time the right way.
And once we get to the track, we know that we have the best parts, the best pieces, and the best companies that we're partnered up with.
I mean, we're sitting at a standstill, and I hit the gas and the car accelerates to 100 miles an hour in less than 1 second. And then, obviously, about 325 miles an hour in 3.7 seconds, and a start to 1,000 foot, and that's crazy. I drive the car, and I still think it's crazy.
But it never ends. It's never enough, and we're here to put on a show.
I love drag racing because it's a family sport. It's passion. It's power.
Chicks, yeah. They dig the bird out, yeah. You know, if I wasn't racing, yeah, I kind of got that lost puppy dog look in my eyes if I wasn't racing, huh? I would love to win the Funny Car World Championship. And probably not even so much for me, but for the 9 guys that give me the opportunity to get in that car and run for race wins and the ability to contend for the championship, I think it would be the ultimate reward for them.
So if there's any problem at all in the welding aspect or in the way the tubing is pressed together, major malfunction. That's why we got to have the great welders, the great machines, and the great guys that put this car together.